feel crazy and it's too much, cause it's too much because I'm ultrawhelmed. But maybe if it's too much, then it's too much to do all by myself. Like World War III and groceries, and how did I wake up here? And the 1% are blaming immigrants, but Sam Altman stole my job and turned it into slow ultrawhelmed. That might work.
Welcome to Ultrawhelmed, the podcast about two friends trying to survive interesting times. Do you feel interesting, Liz?
Taylor, I always feel interesting. That is a
Yeah.
silly question. Kid you not, I am my own special interest as a neurodivergent person. So
I believe that. I
Yeah.
feel like I am interesting #derogatory or like parenthetical derogatory.
Speak on that, please.
I think it's oh boy, here we go. I think it's a Chinese proverb that's like, may you live in interesting times, and it's a super insult.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it because
Yeah.
I'm about to get in trouble.
Google is today's cultural sensitivities ally.
It's like, no, just kidding. It was Mussolini.
Right.
Yep, here we go. This is it. It's
Is it
fucked
Mussolini?
up. Nope, it's not. It's cited as a Chinese curse, but it is 20th century Western, British, or American origin. So
Oh.
that's just like a guy named Brian saying, you know what?
Let me, Brian O'Hara, tell you what it's like to be a Chinese man in America. Before I forget, I wanted to tell you about an interaction my brother told me about. And this is a shout out to my brother's friend Robin, who also lives in LA. But both my brothers live in Amsterdam. And Jeremy called his friend Robin and was catching up with her. He opens with asking how she was. And Robin burst into tears and basically told him, "You cannot ask people in America that right now. It is very triggering."
Yeah, it really makes you turn on people when they ask you. You're like, how
Yeah.
dare you?
I know you have seen me when I basically go, "Hi, how are you?" with the asterisk of "We're living through hellfire. I don't expect you to be okay." Like, besides everything that's going wrong.
Yeah, I always underplay it. I'm like, doing things, rocking and
Alive.
rolling and whatnot.
Yep. Yep. Surviving. We're surviving.
With the undercurrent of like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Don't fucking ask if you don't want to know.
Right. It is a whole, as Robin rightfully said, it is a triggering question.
100%.
Which kind of it goes really well into what we're talking about today.
Before we get into anything, I just want to say I am Taylor Orsi.
And I'm Liz Alper. We just realized we did not give you our names, and therefore you have nothing else to go by besides Roadkill Raccoon and Dumpster Fire.
Yeah, you had
for those
no
of you watching
idea.
at home.
We could have been anybody.
Yeah. And if you are listening in your car or while you're attempting a run or attempting exercise, then you really had no idea who we are. We could have been anyone.
We could have been giving you bad exercise tips like,
And you would have trusted us.
like, why don't you step on that?
Yeah.
The step on the first thing you see. That's our exercise advice. Hey,
So-
we did our research.
Yes.
Our research.
Speaking of research.
Yay!
So my first question for you, Taylor, is do you know what a polycrisis is?
I think it's when you are experiencing multiple crises at the same time. Like, what's going to start first, the Civil War or World War III?
Right.
Like Civil War Part 2 or World War Part 3?
Right. That is very close. That's very, very close. It does have to do with multiple distinct crises. So, according to Wikipedia, a polycrisis is a situation in which multiple distinct crises, economic, environmental, geopolitical, social, or technological, occur simultaneously and interact in ways that amplify each other, producing outcomes more severe than the sum of its individual crises. So basically,
Whoa.
yeah. So essentially, a polycrisis is when multiple shits hit the same fan and they're happening all at once or in rapid succession. And the really terrible part is that we are that fan. And to be even more clear, we have been getting shit hit since at least 2023, according to articles. I found several articles from different publications in 2023, going as far back as 2021, honestly, wondering if we as a world, as a worldwide community, are collectively going through a polycrisis. And this was directly because of the fallout from COVID, the fact that life changed
Mm.
so dramatically, and caused such shockwaves to go through our respective nervous systems and changed life as we knew it. But then the crises continued to add up, and this was happening wherever you are in the world. End stage capitalism is really coming to countries worldwide. It's affecting us as just humanity, not just Americans. It also has to deal with what we're going to be talking about today, which is the subject everything is rent. And that leads me to my second question for you, Taylor. Do these first opening chords ring a bell to you? I'm going to play it right now.
Liz could not, in fact, play it right now because it would be a copyright violation. So we now present to you an authentic recreation of Liz's computer. Boop beep boop beep ba-na-na-na-na-na-na, boop beep boop beep ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. This has been an authentic recreation of Liz's computer. Now back to your program.
Okay, can
Okay,
you tell me what we just listened to, Taylor?
listen, when you were talking about polycrises, I kept thinking I kept thinking
Polycule? Were you thinking
no,
polycule? 'Cause
no, 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 I was not. I was thinking that like, when you were talking about polycrises, I was thinking of oh, so this feels like Captain Planet, but bad. It's like
right.
all the bad things, like, together. It's like famine,
Yeah,
end stage capitalism, like, everybody has their little rings, and Peter
right.
Thiel's just like, "Me!" Like, he's just his own fucked up thing, and they're all summoning, like, asshole Captain Planet, and he's like, "I'm a polycrisis." So, my brain had that in my head, so when you played that, for a second, I was like, "Captain Planet, he's a hero." But I know that's Rent.
Yes, that is for those of a different generation. That was the musical Rent, which hit Broadway when I was 13 and of age and very much shaped who I became as a person. And Taylor, you hated it, correct?
Yeah, but I feel like I befriend people who loved it. I
Yes.
think I just was like, "This is for this musical," 'cause it came out when I was a teenager, and I remember thinking, "This musical is for people who like the idea of problems, but they don't have any to come home to themselves."
Wow, I
They
feel
just wanna
attacked.
buy a scarf at the gift shop, buy a
And
long
yeah.
scarf, and sing about what heroin may or may not be.
I mean, it was selling hardship. It was a musical really romanticizing the AIDS epidemic in New York City. So the entire musical is about a bunch of poor artists. Some are queer, some have AIDS. It's supposed to be a
None of
modern
which could
take.
have afforded to see the actual musical on Broadway if they
No,
were
and
real
also
people.
they're also very cute and very healthy for people who are actively dying. Um,
Very
it's
healthy.
it's a musical that has not aged well, but for me, it still has, like, a very big, place in my heart, and at the end of the opening song, they sing "Everything Is Rent," and apparently the intention behind that was to say that everything in this life is something you cannot own. It's only something that you have temporarily,
Mhm.
which is not something that came across in the musical. It just got adopted as an anthem by a lot of emo theater kids like me. Like, this was the pipeline between Rent to Dashboard Confessional was very real. But, it crossed my mind because right now we are living in an age where everything is literally rent. And you can call it rent, you can call it a subscription, you can call it a lease, you can call it licensing, you can call it whatever term you want. But what we can't deny is that we are now paying significantly more for things that we do not own. We are living in an access over ownership existence. And that means we are paying significantly more for things that once upon a time we would have bought for a one-time fee and just kept. And that really depresses me as someone who's in the entertainment industry, because that means when you think you are buying movies online, you're not. You're not paying for a movie, you're paying for a license. And as long as that platform has the license to that movie, you too have access, but the second that license expires, your movie disappears from your library, and that has happened time and time again, and we have seen throughout the
Wait, what? Hold
years.
on.
Wait,
What?
wait, wait, did you not know this?
If I buy the movie, then it can disappear?
Yeah, so let's say you buy a movie through iTunes, you buy a movie through Amazon, um,
No!
anything you buy, you only have as long as Amazon has it. And one thing that we never talk about is, no, does your digital library take up physical space in your apartment, in your home? No, it doesn't, but it's taking up physical space somewhere.
What the
It's
frick? Eat
taking
my butt.
Yeah,
No.
but
I
that's what
have, like
happens, and so when these streamers are going, "Okay, this old bit of media that we were selling is no longer getting attention, we're going to dump it so we can load our data centers with more content for people to buy," then you lose access to whatever it is that they dumped. So, for example, if you and I are both huge, British Bake Off fans. The original seasons with Mel and Sue, the
Yeah,
original
yeah, yeah,
seasons
yeah.
that were on Amazon, I bought those seasons. I had the entire Bake Off collection,
You
but now
did?
that Ama yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I loved those episodes. I binged watched those
I miss those
repeatedly.
episodes. I'd love to watch
Oh,
them.
well, if I had them, I would share them with you, but Amazon doesn't have the license anymore, and therefore I no longer have access. And so
Wow.
even though I bought those seasons, they no longer exist.
I hold on to my DVDs. I'm like, "This is all that's left of Fantasia." I'm just
Let me get your opinion on that, because I know I do with this, and we've triggered on something that permanently enrages me, and we have so much more to talk about all the things that are based or have turned into a subscription model.
I was at Best Buy today because I was trying to figure out how the fuck to do our theme song,
Yeah. Which
and
we
I
hope
was
you liked. We hope you all liked. Let us know in the comments what you think of it.
oh, no. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
engagement, dude.
I'm an edge lord. I don't
Mhm.
care what you think. I was at Best Buy today, and I was in line, and I saw something that was like, "No credit, no problem, you can lease to own, like, anything here." And it made me think or, like, lease to own your laptop. How would Best Buy make money off of kind of renting to own a laptop, for instance? It
Oh,
feels like
it would b I 95% sure that it's interest.
yeah, I agree. I think that but I'm wondering if the reason why I wanna look it up right now is I'm like, is it a payday loan situation?
Yeah. What you've touched on is the fact that people now are essentially paying more to rent to own or lease in general.
Yeah, like you're renting to own because you can't afford to own,
Yeah,
or you're renting because owning is no longer an option.
which
And
is exactly what we're
I looked up the Best Buy, like, just lease to own if you don't have credit.
Mhm.
And, what I'm finding is that the company that does it called Progressive Leasing. If you pay it off in like 3 months, then you're fine, but if not, then it can like the added costs could have you end up paying more than double the sticker price.
Yeah. According to a Seattle Times article from January 6th, 1 in 4 Americans are paying in excess of $1,200 per year for subscriptions, and about $200 of that is for forgotten or unused membership.
And then what you have is this third party thing that comes in, like companies like Rocket Money that are like, "Hey, did you forget what you paid for? Like, did you forget what you've subscribed to?" And then you pay a subscription to that.
Yeah.
And
God.
then the
God.
Are you
And then
tired
you're
of subscriptions?
are
Just
you tired?
subscribe.
Subscribe to Ultrawhelm, by the way. Click like and subscribe. We're free, though. That's the thing. We are free.
Yeah, but you could, like, buy us stuff. Like, I think that
I
there's
mean,
a
you could
way
buy us
to
stuff, but that's also, like, not leasing us anything. That's a one and done. That's
Sure.
so
Ultrawhelmed,
easy.
buy us stuff. We
Yeah,
need
buy us
things.
things.
Yeah, we need 2 laptops. We do need a second Adobe subscription because we can't buy it. We have to
Right.
the way that we animate the show is with Adobe, so we
The way that we are creating this show, we are launching this show with a Riverside FM subscription. We
Mhm.
build this show using Adobe, Character Animator. And also, what else do we use? We lease the
Illustrator.
Illustrator, we use Premiere, to edit. I have a subscription to Canva, which gives me access to all of the graphics that you see in the backgrounds. It's how we build these backgrounds, but we couldn't buy any of this outright, even if we wanted to.
There's this thing I have for my daughter, and it's called a Tony box, and I found that, somebody was like, "Hey, just rent the little figurines," and I was like, "Oh, what?" Like, I don't know, I guess that's kind of useful
Oh
in a
my
way,
gosh,
but
no,
it
no, that is because kids grow so quickly.
yeah, maybe
Um,
that is good.
yeah, I mean,
Sometimes rent is good.
sometimes rent is I mean, like, I know there was a big movement at some point to rent your clothes. There was the Rent the Runway,
Oh,
where
yeah,
in
rent the one way.
I remember using Rent the Runway all the time, and that was great because I could wear, and this was back when I was, working for TV shows that had, like, name recognition. Like, I remember there was one year, the year that was House's final season, there were a ton of events for the writers, and so I always got to go as, support staff, and it was always very dressy, and I did not have money, but I had enough money that I could rent a really nice dress, for that one occasion and then just mail it back. And that, for me, I really like that because, 1, it was a way to keep clothing out of landfills, and so there are benefits uh, to subscription-based models, and then there are also the stressors, which is, we're
Mhm,
ultra-whelmed. Let's talk about that because, 1, we're both renters, and me personally,
mhm.
I have had, experiences with rental insurance. A few years ago, in my old apartment, my apartment and the apartment next to me, both basically suffered from, uh black water backup. So the pipes had gotten
Whoa!
yeah, it had gotten so backed up that the pipes in both of our bathrooms burst. Both broke our toilets, completely flooded the living room and the kitchen, and
Ugh,
it's black water. It's exactly what you think when you think black water, and our landlord refused to pay for hazard cleaning. Um, so we
what?
it yeah, it was cleaned. It was cleaned, it was steam cleaned, but it wasn't cleaned for, black mold or clean like, completely sanitized. Like, I went back and
Mhm.
and bleached everything, and then I think a couple of months later, I was like, "I can't live here anymore. My mental health is going insane." But the big thing was all of my furniture that wasn't metal or couldn't be safely sanitized was considered hazardous material, and was hazardous waste, had to be thrown out. when I went to file the renter's insurance, I was not compensated for the entire amount that I had, purchased these items, and there were some items that were deemed like, "No, we're not going to cover the cost of that." That's where the story is coming from. I was looking at renting furniture because I had lost all the furniture I had bought, and I couldn't afford to replace it with the money I'd gotten from insurance, and so it was one of those things where I realized as a renter, if anything bad happened, I it was like the ground would turn to sand under my feet, and like, "Oh my god, how scary is that?"
Because you're a renter, you got renter's insurance, and because the renter's insurance didn't cover the things that you needed, then you had to rent the things.
Exactly.
So much
Exactly.
renting.
So much renting. The other story that I have for you about this, about why this is scary, is a friend who, um, was leasing a car, got into an accident that he did not cause, but the car was totaled. He no longer had a car, but he had to continue paying the lease on that car because of the and
Whoa.
that's very common apparently, where even if you do not, even if you do not, have the car anymore because it's been totaled, the leasing company gets paid out for the car, you still have to pay as much as you were going as whatever is remaining on the lease. There are ways to get out of it. There's certain insurances that you can sign up for, but again, it's another what if service that you have to sign up for. It's another subscription in order to make sure that the thing that you are buying actually pans out. Wait, so what else is there in your experience that you've seen that is now subscription based that you have to pay to play?
There's one right now where it's like the vet. We're like renting, not rent. I guess it's a subscription to the vet
Okay.
for our dogs.
Speak more on this.
So it's like we're paying monthly because we can't, because we're trying to find an alternative to the vet I used to go to because we can't afford that vet anymore because the vet got taken over by private equity, so everything is
Oh
really
gosh.
expensive at that vet now.
Yeah, talk about another topic that we're going to be talking about on the Ultrawhelmed
Yeah.
podcast. I mean, I feel like it's similar to how places like One Medical and Tia Premier, I guess, are all like yearly subscription based in order to get
Mhm.
access to their doctors.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and some of these places take insurance, and for example, mine, I used to go to One Medical, and then I got a notification from them on January 29th saying, "Hey, we no longer take Anthem Blue Cross. So you will have
Oh,
to pay out of pocket if you want to continue seeing our doctors." I was like, "That's a nope. That's a big nope." And so it's a weird thing where I'm fighting with their team right now to get my subscription fee back because they no longer take my insurance, so I no longer can go see their doctors, so why am I paying the subscription fee? And I still have 6 months left, and their insistence is, "Well, you still get 6 months, you are choosing not to pay these doctors out of pocket."
mhm.
Um, so it's just I mean, it's exhausting, and it makes you feel like you are locked into a contract with a black hole where
Yeah,
the contract is you take your money and you take your paychecks, and every week you or every month or once a year, you just throw it into this black hole.
with cars, what they've started to do now
Mhm.
is there are certain features, like premium features on certain cars now require subscription a subscription, so, like, if you wanna start it remotely, then that's $25 a month and heated seats and all this stuff. It's stuff that is not built into the car point blank period. It is stuff that you have to rent, and so
Mhm.
automakers are trying to do this to adopt ongoing revenue, which is just silly because, like, the concept of a car is a depreciating asset. It's like, "You got us, man." Like, in Los Angeles, you're like,
Right.
"We ripped out all the trolleys, and we're all just on roads all the time, and nobody walks, and you got us." And they're like, "Nope, not happy. Have to have subscriptions within the car, and if you don't pay that subscription, then, like, the steering wheel locks?" Like, it doesn't do
Yeah.
that. Like, it's not that Black Mirror-y, but
No,
it's
but
like
to that point,
yeah.
actually, and I could not quote exactly where this was from, but there was an argument and there was a reference in an article that I read about people either in the Midwest or someplace where it gets real frigging cold in the winters, arguing with their car company because their car company made heat a subscription-based model.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding.
Oh my
I
god.
kid you not, my undead friend. There are there are car companies or car leasing places that and they no longer do this. They tried to fight it and lost. Power to the people, but they tried to make heat during the winter a subscription-based cost. And
Wow.
that is just I mean, it's what we talk about when we talk about end stage capitalism. I think the ripple effects of having a subscription-based model is something that we're going to be studying because, when we own nothing, you have nothing to show for the efforts of your labor, and that tends to be one of the cornerstones of depression. It's where a
Uh-huh.
lot of depression comes from. So,
Uh-huh.
when we
Because
think
there's no
about
way to sorry.
yeah. No, please
It's
go
like
ahead, I've been talking
when
so much.
everybody's when everybody's in a subscription-based economy or whatever, there's no way to collectivize in because nobody owns anything, so there's no way to share. I guess the reason why I'm saying that is because since the Epstein files, more Epstein files came out this week.
Yeah.
New, same Epstein look, new
Yes.
Epstein, disgusting. So and one of the, pieces in there is an email from I think it's either Peter Thiel or Larry Ellison. I get them mixed up because of their, like, faces, and it's talking to Epstein about how this grand strategy to tank the economy so then they can buy everything, at bargain basement prices.
Right.
And there's a part of me that's like, "Oh, when people rent and they don't have any ownership, you have no agency in a system like that." If
Yeah.
somebody were to say, "Hey, you need a car, but you have to rent it," and, like, "I'll give you the car, but you need to rent all the features to actually make it work, and there's no alternative," then you're like, "Well, I guess this is my life now. My life is car."
Right. Right.
Um
Well, especially if you think about it, when you buy something, it's an investment. It's something that you can later sell if you needed to.
Uh-huh.
When you
Uh-huh.
rent something, you will never have that. So you are paying for something that if it goes away, you have no real way of getting another. Now that we're depressed, how are we individually trying to approach this?
The renting stuff or
Yeah.
just, like, everything in life?
Both, both. Let's start with for the renting stuff, are there things that you are doing, or are there people that you're looking to, or are there things that are giving you hope when we talk about, the access over ownership lifestyle that we're living now?
I think the big things for me are, you know, trying to get things secondhand when things are better quality but used
Right.
versus new but cheaper and maybe I have to rent them. That's something that's top of mind for me. A lot of it is kinda like setting my daughter up so she doesn't have to be in a situation where she is getting gouged. And I guess that all comes from, like, trying to save as much money as I can so she's
Yeah.
not fucked over.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's also just, like, wanting less or, like, buying less. Also, I canceled my renter's insurance. I don't know if that was smart or not, but I was like, "I'm never getting that stuff back."
Ugh. I would say, I think it's worth it. I do think it's worth it.
Do you?
I got
Alright.
some money back for my furniture. Um,
I don't remember even why I canceled it. I just got mad. I was
I
like, "You
mean,
know
it's a
what?
cost. It's a
I thought
cost.
I had a feeling that the renter's insurance that my landlord partners with
Mhm.
was like they were in cahoots with each other and it was like a sham. I don't know why I started thinking this.
Okay,
I
so
did.
you canceled it for a conspiracy theory, and it's a reason. Look, times are hard. I think you can cancel your renter's insurance without a good reason. I think that's
And
okay.
they like it kind of changed.
Guys, what are your opinions? Like, if anyone can help Taylor with this and get to the bottom of if their landlord and their renter's insurance are in cahoots, I think this is a mystery we should get to the bottom of.
Like, is there such a thing as sham renter's insurance or
Oh, I'm
when you
sure there's
become
absolutely sham renter's insurance, but
'cause they were like, "You have to get it from these people."
yeah, I don't know off the top. I don't know if what you're describing is illegal of, like, I feel like it is, of insurances giving landlords kickbacks like that. That feels illegal. Like, just my gut, but there are a lot of illegal things that are legal in this country, so I wouldn't be surprised also
There are a
if
lot of illegal things that
there
are
are.
illegal.
That's so okay. So then let's
And how
turn to
about
this.
you?
This
Like,
is oh,
what are
what am I doing?
you
I'm
yeah.
picking and choosing what subscriptions I want. This is something that you and I both struggle with and say often, where let me make sure the good isn't being, or let me not overlook uh good in favor of perfect.
Yeah, don't let
Um,
perfect be the enemy of good.
thank you. Yeah.
When you have high functioning anxiety, don't let the enemy be the enemy of
You
good.
are when you have high functioning anxiety, you are chanting that like a lifeline. Um, but that's what I do. I think for me, I look at everything that I am currently renting, and even though I'd love to unsubscribe from everything and just go, "I don't need this," I'm looking at the subscriptions that I know I need, whether it's because
Mhm.
I'm a television writer and there are shows that I need to be watching, or if it's because I'm doing a podcast with my undead raccoon friend, and these are programs that you can only get through a subscription. So I'm trying not to beat myself up about that, but I'm also looking at what subscriptions I don't need. I'm looking at companies that are doing actions that I find completely unethical and just cannot, endorse and cannot give my money to. So
Yeah, a big, one that I did was, that I bought the licenses or whatever, and then they all went away, and it took me a second to reckon with that was a while ago, I canceled my Audible subscription, and I thought I canceled my Prime subscription, and then it came back, and I don't know how I don't wanna talk about it,
no. No,
but
no, no, I
but
also canceled my Prime subscription and my Audible subscription. I did the exact same thing.
oh, I don't know what it was about Audible that I was like, "No, but I like it." And people are like, "You know, it's just the library. The library does the exact same thing." And I'm like, "Nah." Like, "Yeah, but" there was something about it, I was like, "They give you little badges, and they do this,
Yep.
and they do that." I don't know. And I was like and I really got into it, and then they were like, "When you cancel, your subscription, they're like, you will lose access to all of this blah, blah." And I was like, "Ugh." Okay, Brene Brown, I'll see you on the other
Yeah.
side.
That's been the hardest thing for me because not only did I lose access to my Audible library, I lost access to my X Comics library, which were all of my comics that I got digitally. Um, yeah,
Oh.
and I mean, when we talk about having, you know, just so many graphic novels, digital graphic novels that I could reread on
Wow.
an airplane, on a
Yeah.
tablet instead of I love having physical comics, but also when I am on a plane, I can't carry 10 of them,
Yeah,
and when I can keep it on a tablet, but yeah, so I have no access to that, but
yeah. You just
that's
gotta
something yeah, that's
getting
something where I'm
unco
like, "Okay, let me find small let me go onto the Libby app, let me see what I can get secondhands, let me, look at who's thinning out their library and buying from them, that sort of stuff."
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, big fan of thrift books.
Yeah.
Thrift books.
Okay, and
Um,
now
yeah,
obviously, here's one thing is the one thing that we do know about moving away from subscription-based models and moving back towards ownership is that's going to be a long time coming, and the point of Ultrawhelmed is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and trying to find a
mhm.
way to just laugh into the abyss, and to acknowledge that what we're going through is hard, but we still have to wake up in the morning. So, Taylor, with that said, what is getting you up every morning?
The sound of my daughter, um, because that means I have to get I'm writing a movie that I'm really excited about, but beyond that, I'm also, I just decided to put my IVF stories out there because I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, maybe I can, like, look for a publisher or something." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm just gonna put them out there." You know me, I'm just like, "I don't what roll out? What roll out?"
Yeah.
Just gonna throw them out there
Just
and see
do
what
this.
happens.
Yeah, when you were like, Why can't we just publish tomorrow?" It was like, because nobody knows that this is happening?"
And I was like, good point.
Yeah.
Alright, solid.
Yeah. Yep.
Noted."
Yep.
How about you?
Changing tactics. Um, for me, obviously, Matcha, my dog, who is my version of your child, um, because he
Yep,
gets
same
up in the
thing, same
morning.
thing.
Yep. Basically same thing.
Yeah.
My child, though, licks me awake. That's his MO. Uh, it will I will be sound asleep, and then all of a sudden, there is a Pomeranian on my face, who somehow thought I disappeared during the night, and now I exist. And
I
he's very
love it.
happy about that, and that's a nice reminder that somebody is happy that I exist. So when you have somebody that's happy that you exist, it makes life a little easier to bear. The
Yeah.
second thing that's been helping me out a lot, honestly, is getting back into creating funny backgrounds, funny pictures. That's something that I used to
Yeah.
do in college all the time. When I was a
Really?
freshman yeah, oh yeah. When I was a freshman, South Park released the South Park Avatar Studio, and I used that to Photoshop a South Park, alter ego of my friend David Seuss, and I made an entire album that said David Seuss Goes Places, and I Photoshopped him into different locations that I would find on the internet.
This
Like, it's
all
something
makes
that
sense now.
yeah, yeah, and so if you don't know, Taylor drew and motion captures and rigs our avatars, and I do the backgrounds, and that's what's been really making me happy recently is being able to animate funny little bits and kind of make this home that we hang out in this digital space, like, there's something
Uh-huh.
about that that makes me really happy, and honestly, doing this podcast makes me really happy. I always wanted to be a voice actor, but the problem is I'm a terrible actress. Um,
Mhm,
I'm
you have a
I am
great presence.
I had thank you. I like having a great presence, it does not translate to acting ability. So now, for some reason, I realized this, yesterday, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm actually living my dream of being a voice actress." By I am, and I was like, "Well, how cool is that?"
Aw.
Like, even though everything is terrible, one of these lifelong dreams actually came true, and we made it happen, and that's pretty awesome. So that's
Yeah,
something that's getting me up every day.
that is true. That is true. Yeah,
Yay.
I agree. The drawing everything, and when we first started this, I was like, "I gotta draw, like, 30 different trash mouths
Yeah.
and 30 different raccoon mouths, and they're
Yeah.
different mouths because one's an animal mouth and the other one's like a trash mouth whose body is its face." And I was like, "I
Yep.
can do this. I can do this."
You could do this. And it seems
So
like you've
it's
been having
cool.
fun doing this too. Like, you're very good
I
at it.
have it. Oh, Jesus. Thank you.
Yeah, God forbid I give you a compliment on air. I'm going to do that just to make you uncomfortable from now on.
It's fine.
Um, okay, we unfortunately are out of time for today, but if you have any feelings about what it's like to live in a society where we are all about access over ownership, um, let us know. Tell us what you guys are doing to combat that. Make sure that you tell us how you've been feeling about it. Like, we want to hear about you.
And tell us, like, the weirdest thing you've had to rent or, like, the
Yes.
most, like, "I gotta do what?"
Right. Right. Or the weirdest thing that you found out you can rent. And as always, tell us what's ultrawhelming you nowadays.
For instance, the thing that's ultra-whelming me this week is all the weird voter stuff that's happening in Georgia, and I'm trying to figure out, what level of a crisis that is, and the
Oof.
jury's still out. So, if you wanna talk about that, you should do it. Do it with us.
Yeah. Yeah, do it with us. That
Tulsi
do it.
Gabbard, what's in that safe?
Oh
Tulsi
my
Gabbard
god.
has some sort of weird she effed up so bad they put it in a safe because it's a threat to national security, and yet she was all incognito with her off-duty wear, in doing that stuff in Georgia, so
Yeah.
anyhow.
Yeah, and for me, what's ultrawhelming me is Cox Richardson is talking about how things about to get really, really bad. And if Heather Cox Richardson, who's like the chillest YouTube historian talking to the masses right now, if she's worried, I feel worried. So that's kind of what's ultrawhelming me, but I'm breathing through it and I'm talking about my stress with my friends like Taylor, like my parents. And I'm feeling very lucky that I have people to talk about that with because holding that stress inside makes everything so much worse for me. It makes it so much worse for my anxiety. So,
Mhm.
even though I don't, I'm not seeing a therapist right now, because I'm looking for a new therapist, but I am talking with friends and we're relating about it, and it's nice to know that other people are having the same fears that I am, and
Reach out, create
reach out.
community. Also, there's this website called youfeellikeShit.com, which has been a
Mhm.
lifeline for me for a long time. You just go, "I feel like shit," and it's like, "Okay, drink some water. Do you still feel bad?" "Yeah,
Aw,
that didn't help." "Okay,
yeah,
do this, like, take a shower. Have you showered lately? Did
right,
that feel make you feel better?" "No." It's like,
yeah,
"Okay, have you eaten?"
right,
No, and it's like, "Okay, did that help?" You're like, "Yeah." So
yes.
it's like a checklist of basic human needs that go unnoticed when you feel like you need to curl up into a little ball and, uh, try to hide from everything going on. It's gonna be alright.
Yay! And with that, guys, we will leave you until next week. Ultrawhelmed is produced by myself, Liz Alper, and Taylor Orsi. We are a Broken People's production. Uh, you can find us on Instagram or Substack at Ultrawhelmed. Like and follow us through the Broken People YouTube page or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes drop every Friday. We will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye!